Am I the asshole for refusing to delete my OnlyFans even though my new boyfriend hates it? So I, 20, female, have been doing OnlyFans for like 6 months now, and honestly, it's been okay. I mostly post lingerie and cosplay, nothing too crazy. A few weeks ago, I started dating this guy, 23, male, and at first everything was perfect. He knew about my OnlyFans pretty early on because I didn't want to hide it, and he was like, "Yeah, that's cool. Your body, your choice." But lately, he's been dropping little comments about it, and just it's kind of rubbing me the wrong way. Stuff like, "You got a boyfriend now. Why do you want other guys looking at you?"
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend if she can take a shower? My girlfriend really only showers once a week, twice if I'm lucky. I don't buy it because I can smell. I used to just suck it up because I know she's extremely sensitive, kinda not safe for work here, but this even affected our sex life. Fast forward a bit, she now starts using the sauna at the gym. Maybe on average 2 times a week. She still refuses to shower. I asked ChatGPT, how many times a week should you shower?
Okay.
The number of times you should shower per week depends on factors like your skin type, lifestyle, and personal preferences. In general, for most people, showering 3 to 4 times a week is sufficient to maintain good hygiene.
No way. What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Let me jump right into it. I wanted to read this one. Am I the asshole for refusing to delete my OnlyFans even though my new boyfriend hates it? So I, 20, female, have been doing OnlyFans for like 6 months now, and honestly, it's been okay. I mostly post lingerie and cosplay, nothing too crazy, but I make good money and actually enjoy it. It lets me save up, get some good clothes, just have more freedom in general. A few weeks ago, I started dating this guy, 23, male, and at first everything was perfect. He knew about my OnlyFans pretty early on because I didn't want to hide it, and he was like, "Yeah, that's cool. Your body, your choice." So I thought it wouldn't be a problem. But lately, he's been dropping little comments about it, and just it's kind of rubbing me the wrong way. Stuff like, "I just don't get why you need to do this if you don't need the money," or "You got a boyfriend now. Why do you want other guys looking at you?" Then the other day, he basically admitted he doesn't want his friends to find out because it would be, quote unquote, kind of embarrassing for him. Last night, we had a huge argument because he straight up told me if we're going to be serious, I need to delete my account. I told him, no, I'm not quitting something I enjoy and make good money from just because he's uncomfortable. He started going off about how it's about respect and how can I be in a relationship with someone who does this. I basically told him if he can't handle it, then maybe we shouldn't be together. And now he's pissed saying I'm choosing money over him. I really like him, but I'm not trying to be someone who try to be with someone who tells me what I can or cannot do. At the same time, I get that it's probably not easy dating someone with an OnlyFans. Maybe I should have expected this. I want your honest thoughts about it. Am I the asshole for expecting more from the one I pick from my partner?
Is there any comments on that?
Yeah.
Feedback.
Let me see. Not the asshole. If you had hit it or lied, that would be an issue. You've been honest and you don't expect him to stay if he's uncomfortable. What more can you do? Fair enough. Not the asshole. Some people will be uncomfortable with you doing OnlyFans. Just keep on being upfront about it and let them choose whether they want to stay in a relationship or not. Most people will be uncomfortable, let's be clear, and that is perfectly 100% acceptable. So, not the asshole at all. You were clear and upfront about it, which I'm leaning towards that as well, because as I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, the guy, what I think a lot of guys do with a lot of these situations, they think they will be okay with it.
Yeah.
They start dating someone, that girl is pretty, she's fun, she's interesting. You don't have that emotional connection that you do at the beginning that usually starts building up as you become more serious.
Yeah.
You become a little bit more protective. You become, this is my partner, I love her. You have emotional bond with this person. So that doesn't start until like weeks, months later. So at first, yeah, sure, you're with somebody, they up front, it's going to be an issue. And I'm sure at the beginning he thought it wouldn't be an issue. Yeah. I don't think this person would, consciously lie about
Probably
this.
even thought it was kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, it's kind of hot. Like, yeah, like, it's my girl, whatever. Like, we're dating, da, da, da. But then, reality starts hitting, and you realize, yo, I really care about this person. I may even love her, right? And she's there on OnlyFans posting half naked pictures, doing all kinds of stuff. I'm really comfortable with this, but that doesn't start seeping in, months after. So, I don't think she's the asshole in this situation. She was upfront with him. She told him, this is what I do. If he's not okay with it, he could be with somebody else. And I think a lot of times situations like this happen because it's what I was saying. Like, guys think that it'll be okay. They think, doesn't bother me. And then,
reality
starts sipping in, and you're like, oh shit, like this is really what it means. And now I have emotions. Right. I have an emotional connection to this person. I really care about her. Do I really want my significant other, my wife, the mother of my children, right down the road, to have an OnlyFans, to be half naked for the internet?
Yeah.
No, most 99% of guys wouldn't be comfortable. There are some outliers who they can deal with that, and that's fine. But 9 times out of 10, you're not that guy.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's probably yeah. Like, you probably think about it at first. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool, or like, oh, okay, well, we can see how it is, but. I mean, 2 things. One, it's too early. Like, it's only been a month. There's really no investment there. At least I don't think so, for you to actually have to deal with both parties. Like, this is too early. Like, there's other people. I don't have to be with you if I don't want you to do OnlyFans. And you don't respect it. Okay, then we don't have to be together. But it's scary because I see OnlyFans when people start, they're like, oh, it's this and that. But then eventually the audience is going to request more, and they're going to demand more, and they want more from you in order for you to continue getting money. Once you start changing your lifestyle, maybe buying more stuff, or you want to get nicer things, or you want a bigger place, the only way you can afford that is by continuing doing that. You need to continue bringing in an audience to feed that lifestyle, to feed whatever expenses it is that you're trying to do right now. Oh, you like nice things. You like all these things. To what degree are you going to stop? And then I can see as a guy, like, man, if you're doing it like before, and like you did it to like make money, and like now you don't want to do it because you want to do, invest, or you have a business or something, you pivoted somehow, sort of. But if you're just doing it like, oh, I like doing it and I'm doing this and it's fun, there's going to get a certain point that it's like, I mean, she's even said in the reality, like, oh, I guess I should have expected this. Like, it's going to be hard to date, if I'm doing this.
100%.
But it's also on that side too. It's like, well, what is it that you want for your future? And it's like, well, do you want to have this, like, this lifestyle that you have to constantly keep up and show yourself and sell yourself in order? Are you going to be able to pivot? Or, if now you're going to be by yourself, you're going to be alone. And that kind of sucks.
Yeah, for sure. And again, it's what you were saying. At some point, someone's going to offer you a lot of money to do something that you may not be comfortable doing it. But if they tell you, hey, I'll send you $1,000 if you do this or that, or or do certain things, at some point you might give in. That's how it starts. And we had a couple of girls on they were doing OnlyFans, and they were saying, like, you don't make money off of the subscriptions, you make money off of the tips, right? Gina Valentino was telling us, infamously, like, that's how you make your money. It's not the subscriptions that are $10, $15 a month. It's somebody tipping you $500 because you show them exclusive video or indirect video.
Sure, right,
exactly.
That nobody else has.
That no one else has, right? Or they want to see you doing certain things, and it's like, you're in a relationship, you're with somebody. Do you have an emotional connection with somebody? And 9 times out of 10, they will not be okay with that. Maybe someone will, but either they're in the industry themselves, right? They do certain things like that, or I don't even know who else would be okay with that. Because to me, a normal guy wouldn't be okay with that. And no, I'm sorry to say it, but it's just not really that normal. Yeah. Not that common, I guess I should say, right?
I mean, I feel like down here where we live, it's like almost everybody has one. Like you hear like that there's like OnlyFans buildings. Is that where people are doing?
Yeah,
well, technically, like only OnlyFans models live there, or like strippers live there and things like that, because it's like it's the only way you can afford the rent there.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, it's very strange.
It's very strange. And the whole
it's crazy how like it almost feels like is this the life that you want, or is this the life that this place has convinced you that you need to have?
Yes. Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is by doing what everyone else is doing, which is like, it's that. And I get there's a lot of pretty women, and then they're probably like, oh, let me do something with this. But I don't know, man. I feel like there's a line that's like, I don't want to say dignity, because we've met people who've been on and they're cool people. We had great conversations, but for sure. They also can't be blind to the fact that there's always going to be a little bit of judgment, I think.
Yes, 100%. And I think the whole issue is it highlights what a lot of guys fail to realize, and And it doesn't necessarily have to be OnlyFans. There's some girls who literally post half naked. They don't have OnlyFans, but they may as well, because all they post, or a lot of it, the stuff that they post, is half naked pictures, this and this, and then they end up in a relationship with someone, and the guy says, "Oh, it's cool, whatever, da da da, it's kind of hot." Later on, they become more serious, and then the guy isn't okay with them posting the same pictures. Right. And then the girls will be like, "Oh, well, you met me like this." Again, and it goes to the same thing. It's like, at first there was no emotional connection, there was no investment. They think that they're okay with it, right? I think honestly, deep down, they may want to believe it themselves. But then you get more serious and you realize, I don't want the mother of my children to be half naked on Instagram. I don't want my wife to post thirst traps on social media and stuff like that. And so you have to know who you are, and you have to know what you're going to be comfortable with. But as a guy, you got to ask yourself, is this somebody that it sounds cool to date a girl that's like half naked or whatever? It's kind of hot. But would you want your mom to know that this is somebody that you're dating, or you have boys to know that this is the girl that you're seeing, that your wife, whatever? 9 times out of 10, you probably wouldn't want that. So I think it's a common thing that happens, whether that is OnlyFans, whether that is dating a girl that posts very revealing things. At first, it's always cool, it's always hot, it's always, it's not a big deal, I don't give a fuck, I'm confident, da da da. And then things change when when you're in a relationship, and then all of a sudden you have that emotional investment, and then you may feel a little bit different.
Yeah,
you may, and maybe some guy like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck," but I think a lot of people do, even though they say at the beginning that they don't care.
And then back to like the whole woman things of her being like, "Oh, I guess like I should have expected this." It's like, I don't think you really understand what you're getting yourself into, or how you may be treated differently or seen differently because you do these things. There's a video, I don't know if you've seen it, that it's like, I guess she's like an OnlyFans model, and she's like in a podcast, almost like this, that she's talking to her little brother, talking about how like the people in his school, like when he gets on the bus or when he goes to class, like people know that his sister does OnlyFans, and they start making fun, or they start doing stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna show you a clip really quick. Okay. And I guess we can pop it here as I show Marvin.
Are you okay?
Absolutely. And they ask me, is it pink? I just tell them, pay for it and find out.
What do you guys think about this video?
As I've been like leveling up, in my career, like what's the craziest thing that's happened to you so far?
So there's this one kid, I'm not gonna mention names, he is obsessed with you. Every time I'm on the bus, he takes his phone and he goes, "Oh look, it's your sister." And he goes like this. "Oh, look at this." Yeah.
Are you okay?
Absolutely.
Do you care?
And they ask me, is it pink? I just tell them, pay for it and find out.
Disgusting, dude. Sick. What are the comments saying?
What do the comments say? This one doesn't have much. Wait until your kids find out in 15 years. This is so sad. Reap what you sow. Remember, folks, any and everything you put online lives forever. I'd be absolutely mortified and disgusted with myself if my family had seen me in that way. Sick. So just understand, and you can even see how she's like, "Oh my God," like all these things, like, they've done other videos, but that one's one that went viral, and it's like, that's kind of what happens. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's your life. You do whatever you want. Just know that that's the reality of it behind your back. Like, it's fun. The lifestyle is cool. You get to buy all these nice things, but I don't know. I'm gonna be very fascinated and interested to see what the next 50 years.
How is it gonna look?
What's it gonna look like in the future? And also what it's gonna turn into as well.
Yeah, people are gonna find out, man. The stuff that you post is forever. So in this situation that we just read, I don't think she's necessarily in the wrong, because she was upfront, and I think that's important. And you're gonna have some issues down the line, and I'm hoping she can figure it out. But that's gonna be a little bit of a struggle, finding a guy that truly doesn't mind.
Yeah, so I'd be curious if there's anyone that's dated someone who has an OnlyFans, or maybe you were with your partner and they're like, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans." Yeah. What's that kind of been like? What kind of conversations do you guys have to try to get this happening?
Sure.
So, am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend if she can take a shower? My girlfriend really only showers once a week, twice if I'm lucky. Typically, we go to the gym together, and I've often asked her why she doesn't shower, and she always comes with things like, "Oh, women don't really sweat that much, and I sweat very little, even for women's standards. I don't buy it because I can smell. I used to just suck it up because I know she's extremely sensitive, kind of not safe for work here, but this even affected our sex life. I used to love going down on her, but after not showering, after workouts and long work days, etc., I've lost interest. Fast forward a bit. She now starts using the sauna at the gym, maybe on average 2 times a week. She still refuses to shower. I've said there's just no way you don't sweat in the sauna. Just me sitting 5 minutes in there gets me soaked. And she says she doesn't sweat much there either. She sits there for 20 minutes. Things are now worse. I can smell her very badly, almost to the point where I try not to breathe in too close to her because it's not good. I've tried so long to give hints to get her to shower more, like, hey, do you want to take a shower together? But she can't take a hint, and she says, why would we do that? There's only room for one under the water anyway. One evening, she wanted to lie down on the floor and stare at a world map she has. She invited me to lie down next to her and just talk about where we want to go, etc. I lasted for about 1 minute before I had to make up some dumb excuse as to why I had to get up. She then gets upset and says something along the lines of, why are you leaving? You never do stuff with me. The truth is, I just can't be close to her too long. I'm not even sure if I started to resent her because it was only this one thing that was bugging me in the relationship. But maybe I did, and that's my fault for being bad at communicating to her. Anyway, I couldn't hold it any longer. I tried one last time to ask her if she wanted to take a shower with me to show I did want to do stuff with her, but she declined. Then I said, I know you say you don't sweat, but I can smell. I don't like the smell of sweat, etc. And being a popular gym we go to, I would just appreciate if you showered more. She freaked out. World War III started. She accused me of things and asked if I found her disgusting, etc. I almost felt like she wanted me to think she's disgusting for some messed up reason. Like this was an easy way to create distance between us, have less sex and all that. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm overthinking it. It's just, to me, it feels awfully obvious to shower, if not daily, at least every other day. She said she doesn't want to shower her hair often, but still, you can shower your body. Our relationship is borderline over because I hurt her. So am I the asshole? What could I have done differently? Update. We broke up.
Good.
And then I'll summarize it here. She refused to accept she was disgusting by not showering. I did not see anything wrong. Impossible for me to change her mind when she is dead set on no wrongdoing. No point for me to argue with someone like that. Fast forward, ultimately, what made us break up, though, was the fact that she sees herself as over men, or me in this case. She believes women are holy. Her words, not mine. She was a taker in the relationships, and I was the giver. It worked out for some time, blah, 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 blah. Seemed like there was some underlying issues there.
But dude, that is disgusting. Maybe she has something wrong with her, like, because it sounded like, maybe, I don't know, maybe she has some form of, I don't know. That's not a normal trait that any human being should have. Yet alone a woman. I think women tend to be a little bit more, I don't want to say cleaner in that area, but they tend to take care of themselves. Very much so, obviously, but not her.
I mean, I could totally see why some women would probably say that.
Say what?
Like, oh, no, I don't sweat that often. So in their head, it's like, oh, so why do I have to shower?
But you got to shower every day, dude.
But some people don't.
Huh?
Some people don't. I shower every day. But I'm sure there's some people out there, they're like, oh, I didn't do anything today.
Oh, no, there's people that don't shower every day, which I think is repulsive.
You think it's repulsive for
I
people
think
who
it's
don't shower every
disgusting.
day?
I think it's disgusting.
People should shower once a day.
At least once a day.
Okay.
And then, granted, like, we live in Miami, so obviously there's that aspect as well, where we walk to a car, we start sweating.
Very humid, yes.
Very
it's
humid.
easy to sweat here.
It's easy to sweat here. So let's say maybe you live somewhere up north, or, I don't know, fucking Alaska or something, where it really doesn't get hot, and you maybe don't really sweat, or you don't notice that you're sweating. Even then, you should still shower.
Should you shower a little less because you sweat less?
I think, no, you should still shower once a day.
Same.
Yeah, you should shower the same.
Okay.
Yeah, because here, like in Miami, we'd go home sometimes and be like, yeah, I need a shower. And other places around the world, you may not feel that.
I wake up in the morning, I walk the dogs outside, I get back, and I'm like, I kind of want to shower right now.
Yes. Dude, I mean, and dating somebody, like, that you don't have that same, like, standard when it comes to, like, your hygiene and stuff like that, I think it's non-negotiable. Easily.
What advice would you have given someone in this situation? And then it's like, well, it kind of, the bigger picture is almost like, well, how do I tell, my partner something that it may be uncomfortable to talk about?
Right.
But in this case, it's like,
it's uncomfortable because, like, you don't want to hurt their feelings.
And everything is great in the relationship. Like he said, the only thing is this.
Well, again, it sounded like at the end that there was other things that maybe crumbling apart a little bit, but it's just somebody you want to build a life with. You have to be able to have uncomfortable conversations, especially the ones that are like about your personal hygiene. Like, hey, maybe take a shower, or maybe brush your teeth, or maybe X, Y, and Z. you know, of course, not being like a fucking germaphobe Nazi, but dude, twice a week is insane.
So I want to kind of finish up that little last part of
Go ahead.
because I said, oh, it was disgusting, whatever. Seems like there was a lot of unresolved trauma in her past. I was aware of it, but not the severity of it and how it still affected her. One of her first sentences to come out when I confronted her again about it was, break up with me then. Like she was challenging me or something. It really made me feel weird. Instead of us coming to an agreement together, she went very defensive and just attacked me. She struggled with having girlfriends as she was scared of them stealing her current boyfriend or something. So she always went to hang out with the guys. She loved getting validation from guys as well. So she ended up having a lot of friends with benefits over the years, she said. There's a lot of stuff I did not know, but that's just not my thing. For some reason, I almost feel used in a way because I feel like to her, I was just another friends with benefits, but she was someone I actually saw a future with. Ultimately, what made us break up, though, was the fact that she sees herself as over men, holy, blah, 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 whatever. So seems like maybe there was some unresolved. But at the end of the day, she still could have showered.
Yes, it sounds like there was some past trauma that she wasn't able to overcome.
Yeah, I'm sure that led down to them breaking up. But at the end of the day, dude, like, so back, what would you do? How would you tell him?
Tell him as a guy, or
like, hey, well, yeah, like, how do I handle this, Marvin?
Do you tell her like, hey, listen, this is not up for debate. Like, you shower 2 times a week, you go to the sauna where you clearly sweat, you smell. I'm telling you as a partner. And I'm only want the best for you. Can you not see where I'm coming from? Oh no, blah blah blah, da da da. Clearly, we're not on the same page here. But this is not a negotiation. I'm telling you, you need to shower more if you want to make this relationship work. She says no, or she's kind of big. That's it, done. And
Okay.
This is clear. We're not on the same page, dude. Like we're not compatible, right? So, I think that's a really clear thing. I'm a very clean person. I could never be with someone like that.
Yeah, you are really clean.
But like that's like on the other spectrum, dude. Like showering twice a week, if that. He says if. Like she goes to the sound, and then there's obviously smell. Like if you smell your partner, that is an issue. And if they don't do anything about it,
I used to love going down on her, but after not showering after workouts, long days after work, I've lost interest.
oh,
That's pretty disgusting.
that is gross.
That's pretty. Like, you gotta smell that when you're having
yes, exactly.
time.
And if the shoe is on the other foot, everybody would say, "Leave this fucking bum. Get the fuck out of here with that guy." So it's
Your
like,
balls smell.
yeah, musty ass balls and shit like that. Like, not even a question. Most people would be like, "Oh, leave him," or most women would be like, "Oh, like that's a non-negotiable. That's not an option." So it's like we should keep that same standard.
So do you think maybe he should have tried that experiment too, like not shower, so then she could be like, "Yo, hey, it smells bad, right? This is what you smell like all the time."
The thing is, maybe she doesn't smell herself. Like I smell myself. Like I can smell myself. It's never gotten to that point, obviously. But I would imagine if you don't shower for days, at some point you even smell yourself. So maybe she wouldn't notice. Maybe she would just be like, because she's so used to it that it's like not a big deal for her. So I don't know. I don't think that method would have worked. I think he tried to do what he could, but talking to her about it, fuck, dude, like. She's going to have a really tough time finding someone who will be okay with this.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it is true what he said, maybe there is something that's underlying in that situation.
She needs to go to therapy. She needs help. She needs to talk to like a professional to kind of figure out what is going on there. Like, why do you not feel the need to shower on a regular basis? And I get it, like, listen, people come from different upbringings. Maybe you grew up in a household clearly where this was like a normal thing. You didn't see your parents or your siblings or whatever shower on a regular basis, but you can't go back in time, but you can rectify where you are now and kind of change that behavior.
How strange, man.
How odd, dude.
I don't know. I'm sure there are people that. Let's see. Let's look this up.
I had a guy that I know, and I worked with him, and he would work, and in my job, like, you move a lot, you sweat this and this. He would go home and he wouldn't shower at the end of the night. And he would shower in the morning. He's like, dude, I don't shower in the night because I come home, I don't want to wake up my family. If I shower, it doesn't really, like, he just never did it. And I'm like, dude, like, you need to shower at night. Like, we sweat a lot.
Yeah.
And I would see him visibly.
You're getting into your bed. And
you get into your bed.
you sleep in, and you want to be clean, right? You
you
then have to wash those sheets.
Exactly.
Like, why wash them if you're not going to shower?
Exactly. Which, who knows how often do they wash the sheets? But, like, again, you walk in there, like, your wife is sleeping in the bed, and you're going in there all dirty and this, you smell, you sweat. and you're not gonna shower? And I told him, like, I would keep telling him. Then he tried it out to shower at night, and he's like, bro, this is amazing. I love it. He's like, man, I sleep so good now. This and this, and I'm like, dude, I've been telling you this for how long? And I guess I kind of changed his narrative. Obviously, this wasn't as extreme as not showering for days at a time, but even that is very odd to me. But everybody's different, you know. But this is a very tough extreme.
I asked ChatGPT,
What do you say?
how many times a week should you shower?
Okay.
The number of times you should shower per week depends on factors like your skin type, lifestyle, and personal preferences. In general, for most people, showering 3 to 4 times a week is sufficient to maintain good hygiene.
No way.
For active individuals who exercise regularly or sweat more might shower daily to remove sweat and odor.
Okay.
People with dry skin or conditions like eczema might benefit from fewer showers, using moisturizing products instead of overwashing. Oily skin or living in a hot, humid climate might require more frequent showers. Ultimately, it's about balancing hygiene with your skin's needs and personal habits. 3 to 4 times a week is the recommended amount for relatively good hygiene. So that's ChatGPT.
The thing is, you don't even know that you're sweating. You sweat at night. Like
You also do, yes,
you do
that's
sweat
true.
at night because have you ever woken up in the morning and kind of maybe you had bad dreams or whatever? You sweat. You sweat,
Yeah.
even if it's just minimal. Even if
There's
it-
times when I'm sick,
Yes.
I'll wake up in a pool sweat.
Yes, because it's your body trying to
Yeah, it's fighting, yeah.
it's fighting. But even on normal circumstances, you sweat. You just don't realize it. So I think even if
And
you
the
work-
oily, your skin, it's oily. Like you never, like maybe all day you don't
Yeah.
sweat at all or you don't think you sweat. But then like you take your shirt off after work and you're like, you feel like kind of greasy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Like even if let's say you're home all day, that's rarity, but you're not, you have off, you don't even leave your house. At the end of the day, you should still rinse off. I'm not saying you gotta be in there for 20 minutes, but and it feels nice. Like even when you're about to like shower, like after the long day, you're like, damn, I kinda feel like I could shower. Like you feel it, you notice it. I mean maybe
I feel brand new. I feel like my pores open
yes,
up.
dude. Oh, I
It's so
can't
clean.
I can't imagine not like, being with someone like that. That's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do either. But
Would
I
you
think-
be able to like? So you and Christina, you guys are on the same page. Like you guys shower daily. Would you be okay? What if she just stops showering daily? What if it's just every other day?
that,
She doesn't work out as much as you do. She's not as
I
physically active, I think, right? So maybe she can get away with it.
I don't think she would ever. That'll never be a problem. She
Yeah.
showers every day. She wakes up and she has to shower before she starts her day. A body shower, she says. So yeah, so she'll wake up and she has to shower before she does anything. So the fact that she's so obsessed with being clean or like showering, and plus like most women also like the showers that they do, it's like boiling hot. You ever tried like
yeah.
I can't handle that. So for them, it's like almost like most women, it's like a spiritual thing for them.
Yeah.
They go in there and they have like the scalding hot water hitting their face and their hair. No, I would never have to worry about that. However, if she did, I don't know. I shower every day and I try to shower at least once. Well, I shower once a day before I go to bed. Like I want to be clean
Yes.
before I go to sleep.
Yes.
I don't shower when I wake up. I know some people do, and they're like, "You don't shower when you wake
I
up."
don't
And I was
shower when I
like,
wake
I don't
up
really
either.
think I need to. When I get dirty, anyways, I gotta go out there and battle. I don't have to be clean for that. I'm gonna get dirty, but
Yes.
yeah, it's pretty gross.
Um,
And just the smell, dude. Like there's
yeah.
sometimes where I feel clean and I'm still like, jeez.
Yeah.
I should shower.
If I can scrub it down.
Yeah. Get in
Yeah,
there.
like I gotta shower every day, and then when we work out, so at least probably if you work out like twice a day.
Sure. I guess
It
it depends
depends on
when
you-
you work out.
Exactly.
So
So
if
if
you work out in the morning, sure.
I work out in the morning, I come home, and then I work out. Like then I shower.
Like you're not gonna work out in the morning and then go home and take a nap on your.
Yes. Well, I guess that person would be doing that. That woman would do that.
Yeah, I would never. Well, I mean, I may take a nap like on the floor or some shit, but if I'm really that tired, but I don't think I would.
After Zoom
After Zoom.
on a Saturday.
Sleep on the fucking turf. This is fine.
Oh, disgusting. I mean, we need to open this up to other people because
I'm
I'm
curious.
curious. How many times a week do you shower?
Yeah, maybe we sound crazy. Maybe people are looking at us like once a day. These guys are crazy. Look at all the water they're wasting. Maybe.
There's funny things I see. Have you ever seen those videos where they ask people, random people on the streets, like, "Oh, how often do you shower?" And they're like in shock, like, I don't know. And then the truth of the matter is, a lot of those people don't shower once a day. They're like, "Oh, every other day," or it just depends, or and in the comments will be like, the only correct answer is daily. I'll see if we can find it, but yeah, I'm curious to see our audience and how they go about it because And obviously, most of our followers are local, Miami, whatever. So I think that's probably has something to do with it. But we have people from all over the world that follow us. So
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah,
We'll
how many times do you shower?
Yes.
I guess a day.
A day.
Or how often do you shower a week? Is it daily?
Is it a week or a day? If you do daily, then daily. And if, maybe
Yeah. How many times do you shower? Like how many times should you shower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Curious.
Let us know.
We're gonna post it right now.
See you later, guys.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much. Ciao.